What is the 3-step process in order to trigger massive urgency in the prospect and have them go for the purchase decision now? What are the other factors in addition to urgency that are very important that you elicit? Otherwise, you're going to lose the sale. What is the process to help a prospect become comfortable with you? The sales lineage, the sales adage says people will buy from you if they know you, like you, and trust you. So, what exactly is the process that you can make a person know you, especially if you're getting an internet lead? And finally, a top class resource that you can find for free on the internet that is going to totally change your sales game. We're going to cover all of these in today's video. Let's get started. So, really quick, my name is Dr. Rajat Sinha. I'm a medical doctor turned sales strategist. And I learned all of my sales literally on the street, because during my medical college days, I started doing network marketing, and my mentor taught me step by step on how to get the attention of people, how to get them engaged with you, how to get them familiar with you to the point that they can actually come to your business meeting and even join you in business. All of this can happen in the space of 7 to 10 days in the offline world, and my mentor helped me perfect that particular process. And today I'm going to share with you how you can do it on the internet in a matter of few minutes to a few hours. All right, let's get started. Now, very simply, there are 4 things that you need to elicit in any sales call, and the most important of them is urgency, which means why should they buy now? A lot of people get lost in features, benefits. My product is great, I am great, my intentions are amazing, but none of this has to do anything with the sale. The thing with the sale is that there has to be a pain that the prospect has. The pain needs to be painful enough that the prospect wants to solve it immediately. So how do you get to that point is called urgency elicitation. In addition to that, the other 3 methods that are very, very important in getting a sale to close is the mode of payment. Literally 99.99%, or I can say even 100% of sales coaches out there, nobody has a single piece of content on eliciting mode of payment unless you know for sure that the prospect that's sitting in front of you, either physically or in a Zoom call, do they have their credit card on them? Do they have their debit card on them? Do they have UPI? Do they have EMI? How do they usually make payments of this sort? What have they done in the past to buy or purchase products of the kind that you are selling? How have they made those purchases? All of these things are important factors that you need to ask in the sales call. Most importantly, when you go in for the close, the prospect is going to say, hey, I don't have my cell phone with me, or my checkbook with me, or my credit card with me, my debit card with me, or my UPI with me. It's all on my spouse's phone or things like that. Okay. So in addition to urgency, the second most important question is mode of payment. The third most important question, I know you're going to guess it, as the budget, but it's not the budget. It is the authority to spend the budget. Budget is not as important as the authority to spend the budget. A lot of people have budget, but they don't have the authority to spend the budget unless their partner, their spouse, or their boss, or somebody is present in the meeting with them. And if you don't have the authority taking person or the authority person on the call, there is no point of having the budget. And of course, the last one is the budget. So those are the factors that you need in any sales call in order to close the sales call. It has nothing to do with your features, benefits, nothing to do with your competitive advantage, and your intentions and your company's brand. Prospect should have a need that they want to close now, urgency. They should have the method of making the payment. They should have the authority of making the payment, and they should have the budget to make the payment. Okay, those are the 4 factors. Now, what is the 3-step process for eliciting prospect urgency? I'm going to go through that. And point number 3 is very, very important. So please stay till the end of the video, because I'm going to walk you through a very special resource that you can download today, freely available on the internet, that most people have never heard of. And secondly, I'm going to give you a 4-step process by which you can make any prospect that you met, even if it's an internet lead that you met for the first time on Zoom, feel like they have known you for years. Very, very important. And I'm going to give you that 4-step process that you can activate in the middle of your sales call or towards the end of your sales call. And within a period of probably 10 to 15 minutes, prospects will feel like that you know them very well and that they know you very well. And then comes whether they like you or trust you. Okay. The most important thing is, do prospects feel like they know you? Do prospects feel like you know them? Most important. Okay. So let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen. What is the first step that you're going to take? There is a 3-step process. The first step that you're going to take is that you're going to make the prospect doubt or examine their own certainty. Unless you make them doubt, unless you shake the ground that they're already standing on, sitting on, then you cannot introduce your product or the urgency for your product. Okay. And the question that you're going to ask is, what would be the consequence if they keep going the way they are going? A lot of people have pains. A lot of people want to change. A lot of people are looking for solutions, but the pain has to be maximized, it has to be magnified to the point where you can separate the wheat from the chaff. What does that mean? Separate the prospects who are truly feeling that pain and maximize the pain, and the others will obviously fall off, which means when you try to maximize the pain, the less serious prospects are going to fall off. And at that point, you know that you don't have to give them the offer. Very, very important. If you keep giving offers to everybody that shows up, then you will have a very high failure rate or a very low closing rate, and there's no problem with that. But the issue is that most salespeople lose emotional energy every time they give the offer and the prospect says no. So you need to keep the control in your hand, and one of the best ways to keep the control in your hand is to make the prospect doubt or examine their certainty by asking them this question: what would be the consequence if you don't do it now? You have a health prospect who says, I want to lose weight. Okay, why do you want to lose weight? They'll say, oh, well, I want to keep my heart healthy, heart attack and things like that. So you say, okay, great. I mean, there is enough time to do it. Why do you want to do it now? Like, what is the consequence if you don't do it now? Okay, they may be 30 years of age, 25 years of age. How do you elicit the urgency? Because truly a 25, 30-year-old ideally does not really have that risk right now. So what would be the consequence if you don't do it right now? Okay, and they have to answer that. And when they answer that, then you'll get to have a little more visibility into what is their pressure. Maybe a friend of theirs had a heart attack, maybe somebody in their family older to them had a heart attack, and now the thing is in their mind that they need to protect themselves. Okay, so if they have a triggering event in their friend's family or something, even better, because then they have that kind of motivation. Okay, so the first question is make prospect doubt or examine their certainty by asking them, hey man, you don't need to do it right now, why now? Okay, that's the simplest question. Second question is make prospects convince themselves, which means you have to challenge them and they have to actually overcome your challenge or objection. So instead of them putting an objection later in the call, you have to put the objection right now, and you have to say, why do it now? What if the problem persists? What if the problem persists? Okay, and in one of my previous videos I've given this particular question also, which is, if they say I need to do it because I want to take care of my heart, somebody in my family had a heart attack or something like that, you're going to say, but you're only 30, you have enough time to do it. Now is the time for you to enjoy life, eat, drink and be merry. There is enough time later to take care of your heart and to get healthy. And the way I say it, because I've been into health product selling, is, hey man, there is always enough time to get healthy, because obviously after you're a certain age, after you're 45, after you're 40, anyway you're going to have to quit this life of eat, drink and be merry. So why start now? Enjoy your life while you can, and later on there is quite enough time to actually get healthy. And then they have to come back to me. They literally have to force down the door to convince me. And while convincing me, they are actually convincing themselves. Okay, this is one of the biggest barrier buster tricks that I can teach you, so definitely do write it down. Okay, if you're in a make money situation or something, they say, oh, I need to make money. Why do you need to make money? Oh, because my kid's education. Well, how old is your child? Is 12 years old. Well, you will not really need money for their education till they go for higher education. I mean, when does a child really need money? Oh no, they may want to go for medical college or IT college. Okay, that's 7 years from now. Why give up right now? Right now you should be enjoying your time, spending time with your kids, going for vacations, buying a good car, enjoy your life while you can, because anyway the second half of your life is going to be dedicated towards your kids and probably their kids. So the second half of your life is already dedicated to them. Why waste the first half of your life? Eat, drink and make merry, travel the world. Okay, and then they have to say, no, I need to start now because it's going to take 7 years for my corpus to mature or something like that. Okay, or a lot of people tell me, hey, my kid actually wants to be a rocket scientist. My kid wants to be something like extraordinary. So there's going to be a lot of money involved in their education. Okay, great, no problem. So they are the ones who are convincing me. Okay, so the second question is to make the prospect convince themselves by convincing you that they need it now. And the question you ask is, why do it now? Do it later. Okay, and when I say do it later, I'm subconsciously saying let the problem persist or fester for a little more years, and you have all the reason to enjoy your life. Don't worry about it. Okay, next next they're going to come with next is the question where you have to subtly, now you've already shaken the ground from underneath their feet, now you need to take that ground away and put your own ground literally under their feet, so that they can now start living in their world. And this part is very, very sensitive. This part is very, very sensitive. So what I'm going to do before I go to step number 3 is I'm going to introduce to you a resource that is freely available on the internet, and I truly want to give credit to where I learned all of this from. And let me just open up my computer, and show you this particular resource. This resource is called Questions Are the Answers, and the author is called Alan Pease. And you can find, if you search for this particular property, which is called, it's an ebook, Alan Pease, called Questions Are the Answers. You will learn so much from this particular simple 20-page book that even the most advanced sales courses or anything will not be able to help you. Okay, it's the simplest process of how the brain operates, how the human brain operates, and how do you have to literally utilize this simple resource on how to truly understand and how to get to the depth of the bottom of it. Okay, now really cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of the pages. I already have this book. You can just search for it on the internet. You can get it on Kindle Unlimited. It is also free downloads and all that available, and absolutely legit license free download is available. But I'm just going to open one of the pages of this book, and it says 5 solid gold questions. Okay, 5 solid gold questions. And it talks about this particular technique where you have to ask these 5 questions in a row in order to truly get to the heart of the problem and start kind of eliciting that particular pain. A lot of sales coaches and sales trainers talk about, hey, you need to get to the bottom of the pain, but they don't talk about what is the technique to actually get to the bottom of the pain. In fact, many of the pains that the prospects come to you with is not the real pain, because when prospects come to you, they are never in an open enough state that they're going to share their deepest secrets with you. It could be their health secrets, it could be their financial secrets, it could be their love life relationship problems. Nobody is going to tell you all their deepest pains in one shot. Okay, so you really need to work hard in order to uncover these pains. And there is the 5 why technique, which is, hey man, why did you come to me, or what is your number one priority? And they're going to say X, Y, and Z. Well, why is that important to you, or why did you pick that one, or what is the pain? You got to go 5 levels deep. Why is that particular thing important to you? What is the consequence of not having it, and why would that worry you? So if you see, I've just used question number 4 in my video training right now, which is what is the consequence of not having that particular thing that you want. Okay, that particular result that you want. It's called 5 question technique. You should totally download Questions Are the Answers by Alan Pease, and it's really going to help you. Okay, and do leave me a comment. Do leave me a lot of thank you comments in my YouTube video right below this video, so the video can also go viral. Okay, okay, amazing. I learned a lot from this particular book. Okay, now let's go to the third point of what do we need to do in order to elicit urgency. So over here, what we're going to do is, we have already kind of shaken the balance a little bit. We've made them go into their own thinking, and force them to do their thinking themselves right now. Because if you don't force them to do their thinking on the call, they're going to later tell you that I need to think about it and get back to you. And that's the number one reason why most people lose sales, because the prospect says I need to think about it and get back to you. That's why you're going to make them do all the thinking right then and there. Okay, now the point number 3, which is a good, complicated, solid exercise that you're really going to love me for, is you're going to replace the vehicle or the belief that got them stuck over here. You're going to replace. Remember, people are stuck not because they don't have the solutions, or not because they don't have the knowledge, because all the knowledge in the world is available on YouTube, and all the knowledge is no longer a problem. So why does everybody not have a 6-pack abs, and why is everybody not a millionaire? Because deep inside they haven't been able to take action. So people have dreams and they don't take action. What is the reason they don't take action? The reason they don't take action is either there is a blockage that is preventing them from taking action. It could be a psychological blockage, or there could be a belief system issue. They believe in something, some belief that they got from somewhere else, maybe their boss, their parents, the people they hang around with, something they watched on social media, something they watched on TV, the environment they've been brought up in. They've got a belief inside that needs to be totally replaced. And when you replace that belief, it is called the vehicle. Once you're able to start replacing their belief with your vehicle, the game is on. After that, it's just two steps: hop, skip, and jump. It's called the vehicle, big domino, and then you invite them to your community. Okay, very simple. So you got to replace the vehicle or the particular belief that got them stuck here. They believe in something which is keeping them stuck. How do you replace that particular belief? There is a process for it. Okay, so you got to examine the source of the problem, the source belief of the problem, and introduce the vehicle. This is a very critical, and you got to be like handling it with kid gloves. Very, very sensitive matter, because changing beliefs is not that easy. Okay, I see a lot of people entering the coaching industry now, especially online coaching, and they're just giving out logical facts. Hey, you need to do this. I see a lot of health coaches, for example. I just get on health coaches a little bit. A lot of health coaches, they're running ads for diabetes, they're running ads for thyroid, they're running ads for weight loss. And when you ask the coach, hey man, how do you want to help me for weight loss, for example? Oh no, you really have to commit in order to working hard or kind of giving up your favorite foods or whatever it is. You have to commit to a healthy lifestyle. See, it's not that easy. The reason they are not committing to a healthy lifestyle is because of something that happened. They are treating their current source of food or whatever as a pain relief mechanism. What is the pain? Or they have a belief system that needs to be changed. For example, one of the belief systems that needs to be changed is you truly don't know what you're eating till you write it down. Very simple. It's a very simple belief. You have to write down what you eat. Anything that you don't measure cannot be managed. Okay, it's a very simple thing. And if you can get a yes for that, you have started changing their belief already, because the rest they're going to do themselves. So a lot of coaches, even make money coaches, hey man, you need to work harder. Of course, they know they need to work hard to make more money, but like, what is the reason they're not working hard in the first place? Okay, so that changing of the belief, instead of giving them the fact what they need to do, which they already know because all the coaching is on YouTube for free, all the information is there. The way you change the belief is a 4-step. I'm going to give you a 4-step process by which not only do you have to change the belief, you have to seem like a friend who is doing so. And because you're not a friend yet, you have to seem like a friend using this particular process. You cannot seem like a threat. They go to a doctor and the doctor says, do this, do this, do this. And the whole thing is a threat. Give up dairy. That's a threat. Should I give up my favorite foods? Give up, eating good foods, get up in the morning and exercise and don't take stress. Like all of these things, I don't know how to achieve them. And it seems like a threat to my current existence. I have to change my life. That is a threat. So how do you embed life changing or belief changing information without seeming like a threat? Getting past the resistance is the main point. Okay. For that, I have a 4-step process. Let's get to it. Step number 1, you have to go to the source belief. Step number 2, you have to pinpoint the belief that got them there. So that means first you got to figure out what is the source belief. You got to ask them a lot of questions. What is the source belief? Second, you got to pinpoint the belief to them that got them there. You got to say, oh, now I see that this is the belief that got you here. Next, you got to agree with them. Very, very important. You got to agree whatever the hell their belief was. It could be right, wrong, or ugly. You say, I agree with you that was the correct thing to do at that time. I agree with you that was the correct thing to do at that time. Very important. And next, you gently suggest that your vehicle is the correct thing to do at this time, which means I believe that now the time has changed. Now you can actually change your vehicle from your old belief to the belief that I'm giving you. At this time, I feel that this could be the thing. Okay, and then they have to agree with it. So first you have to agree with them, then you have to suggest the vehicle, then they have to agree with you. And with this 4-step process, you will be able to insert your vehicle, at which point your sales call literally starts over here. All of this stuff that you were doing was comfort building. Okay, and at this point, the prospect will feel like they know you and they trust you. They may not like you yet, that's fine, but at least they know you and they trust you because you spend the time before slapping them with your stuff. You spend the time to go deep inside what happened in their life in a very empathetic fashion. And you gently, first of all, you agreed with them. You gently replace the belief without making it seem a threat. Very, very important to agree with them, because the number one reason why prospects don't go into any kind of transaction with a salesperson or anything, 2 big fears. The first fear is fear of losing money, which is fine. The second big fear, the biggest fear, is the fear of losing face. They have tried something in the past and it did not work, and they used to feel at that point they felt like a loser. Very important. You have a health prospect who wants to lose weight. They have tried it in the past, guaranteed, and they did not succeed, and it made them feel like a loser. They tried to make money in the past, it didn't work, and it made them feel like a loser, especially a loser in front of their friends and family. Okay, most important thing over here is step number 3. You have to agree with them. I agree with you, whatever they were doing. Maybe they blow up all their money in drugs or whatever it is, I don't know. I agree with you that at that point in time, that may have been the correct thing to do. I agree with you. No question. It is unquestionable, unconditional. I agree with you. And then you say, well, now times have changed. At this point in time, I feel That particular thing which you believed is not going to serve you very well. Very important. Okay, so a lot of people will say, oh, I joined the gym, for example, health prospect. If it's a make money prospect, I started a new business and I invested a lot of money and I lost that money. Well, where did you invest the money? And we say, oh, I invested the money in stock, I invested the money with my partnership, I set up this, I set up that, we bought some stock. Great. 20 years back, if you started a business, you did need to invest in material, in inventory. So first of all, I commend you, man. 20 years back, you invested in inventory. That's the best thing you did. I mean, that's the way business was done back in the day. I agree with you. And then you say, that's the money you lost. I agree. Would you agree that inventory is basically 90% of the investment? They say yes. Well, great. In today's time, can I give you a secret? Yes. In today's time, you don't need to have inventory in order to sell product. It's all just do it on demand. Deliver on demand, produce on demand, deliver service on demand. Everything is on demand these days. So 90% of the money that you lost at that time, today you don't need to risk it. See, now I've introduced a vehicle, and the vehicle is that it doesn't take inventory to sell products. That's the vehicle. If it doesn't take inventory to sell products, there is no financial risk anymore. So what have I done is I've removed the two risks, the risk of losing money and more importantly, the risk of losing face, because I said, I agree with you. That was the best thing to do at that point in time. Okay. If somebody says, I didn't lose weight because I joined the gym and then I used to go to the gym and then after a while I couldn't go anymore, or I got injured or I couldn't keep up anymore. And that's how it didn't work, whatever. I say, first of all, I support you, man. Less than 1 in 100 people will actually go to a gym for even 7 days if they are not already, they don't have a health program. They start on a new health program, less than probably 1% people will succeed. So you did actually go. I truly support you. No, but I couldn't go anymore because, my family, responsibilities, etc., etc. I agree with you. So you say, did you know that a gym is one of the most high commitment things you can do in your health? Most high commitment things. You went 100%. I totally support you, man. I really respect you. And that was the thing to be doing at that point in time. But today science has gone really far ahead. Today you don't need to go that much high commitment. You don't need to buy an annual membership with the gym. You don't need to go hire a trainer. You don't need to buy gear. You don't even need to go to the gym. Today you can start at a very slow pace. And you can get at least 50% of the results that you get in an actual gym in the first 3 months. You can get them without going to a gym at a very, very low commitment level without taking time away from your family. See, medical science or health science has actually advanced our knowledge of the human body and its motivations and the feedback loop, nervous feedback loop that gets us to lose weight or that gets us any kind of physical result. It has changed in the last 15 years. That's it. So now you've seeded your vehicle, which could be a biofeedback loop. Your vehicle could be just basic diet management. Your vehicle could be hormonal management, whatever it is. With a very low effort level, you can get at least 50% of the effects that you are thinking of getting at a gym. And then when you reach that level, you can go to a gym. And all of this is very, very low commitment. Don't need to take time away from your family. Very, very simple. Okay. So what you're doing over here is you're going to the source. What happened? Why did that happen? Pinpoint the belief that got them there. Oh, so basically at that time, I understand what you did. At that time, you did this because at that time, the standard was this or the belief system was this. And I agree with you. That was the correct belief system. Next point, agree with them. That was the correct thing to do at that time. And then say, well, times have changed today. The correct thing to do at this time is this. Very simple. In my own selling, now I recommend everybody to run Facebook ads, man. When I used to go to the physical world and try to get phone numbers, all of this stuff that I told you before, go to the physical marketplace and actually try to hit up strangers, say hi to them and all that. It was amazing. But I could get no more than 1 or 2 leads a day. Today, just by running a Facebook ad, you can get like 10, 15, 20. I'm getting more than 100 leads a day today. Okay. So I don't slap that information on. I say just The easiest way to do get leads was this much. However, the cost of living has gone up, so the cost of per hour of your time has gone up. So today, if you spend 5 hours in the marketplace looking for leads and you get 3 leads, the cost of your 5 hours is probably 10,000 rupees. You get 3 leads, that's 3,000 rupees per lead. Today the game has changed. You can get leads for way cheaper. Did not exist back in the day. So not your fault. So exactly what I'm doing with this 4-step process is I'm saying it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. The number one thing that people hate is losing face, which is I was a loser because I couldn't do it. It was my fault. No, it was not your fault. So you see, at going through this process, how to, by the end of this 30-minute conversation, or we call it the Mad Money script, how can you utilize the sequence of events or the sequence of Q&A, that by the end of 30 minutes, this prospect will think that you are the person that they trust most. You are the person that knows them the best. So it's know you, like you, and trust you. They may not like you yet, that's fine. But at least they know you and trust you. Okay. Combine that with a deadly offer and some solid service, and they're going to start liking you, so that you can sell whatever other products you have to sell them. You may want to sell them financial products, health products, love relationship products, or something like that, maybe coaching, maybe services. But by the end of this whole transaction, and the first information product or a paid consultation that they can get with you, or a paid program, at the end of that, they're going to know you, like you, and trust you. And the knowing and trusting starts right now in the free call, in the sales call. Okay, I hope this is of value. Please leave me a nice comment below this video, what you realize. Give me 3 things that you learned new that you probably never learned before. And definitely subscribe to this channel so I can keep making new videos. Leave me a comment.